As amends have been made at the baby shower, shout out to Karen's beautiful speech, the one question that is popping to mind is, can Karen and Fatima become best friends? What's good, y'all? Sugar Sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with another Sistas video. And in this one, we're going to unpack and maybe answer that question. At any given point, feel free to drop your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comment section down below. And hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications if you're new here and you want to stay up to date on all of the Sistas conversations. Now, I know some of y'all immediately be like, hell no, there's so much rich bad blood and circumstances, untoward circumstances that have happened between the two girls. But it was very refreshing to see, one, Karen honor Fatima and understanding the role that she will be playing in her children's lives once they are actually here and everybody's figuring out this whole co-parenting thing, and also giving a really dope nod to what she sees Fatima already doing with Zach's other child, Michael. And then before they can even get their behinds out the penthouse with the whole Gary situation, you see Fatima and Karen standing next to one another as Gary is making his proclamations and doing his little grandstanding. They have similar mannerisms. They are playing off of one another, giving nonverbal and verbal communication, and they very much so feel like friends in this moment. Now, I'm not saying that they are actually friends, but I'm saying that they feel like friends in this moment. And given that they have basically started to bury the hatchet as it pertains to the beef and animosity that has happened between them over the course of these last 6-7 seasons, I really am curious to see if the writers are going to take us on a path of them actually becoming best friends or even friends at all, and what that will look like. Because I honestly think that the seeds are there. If the writers chose to go that route, they have some material to work with. Fatima and Karen actually gravitated towards one another before they knew that they were both sleeping with Zach or both had feelings for Zach very early in the series. Karen has done her hair after one sex session with Zach, not knowing that that was actually the case. They talked about how they feel about men and relationships and love. They made common ground. They had common ground in that conversation. When Fatima was first introduced to the girls as a group, you know, Karen was there in her little church lady coat, very much so invested in Aaron, not realizing that Fatima was dating her ex or getting involved with Zach, and she seems to click with Fatima in that moment as well. And it wasn't until we got to see the messiness of Karen navigating her feelings, uncoupling, feeling dismissed and basically thrown aside by Zach, only to see maybe the idea of a better thing, him leveling up and leveling out of her, maybe brought up some additional feelings. And then of course the pregnancy brought in complicated emotions, complicated feelings, and it made things definitely difficult on her end. And then Fatima, who had initially went into this being very understanding of Karen's position, Karen's feelings, even saying on multiple occasions that she had been in Karen's position before, which is why she understood, kind of released that sentiment in reference to her patience wearing out, and then started to act out in response to Karen's feelings and in response to Karen's communication with Zach, and take it a little bit too far. Y'all, her walking into Karen's house like she was finna check her unannounced and uninvited will still go down in history as one of the most disrespectful things that you could possibly do, and she was completely wrong for doing it, and I will never not say that. Yeah. So, given all that, they have their common ground, they have the things that are very relatable, but then they also have very real run-ins that could create deep-seated hate or animosity as we progress. But now, they are now confronted with a common enemy, and that is in Gary. In the fight to save Andrea's life, to save her from her own mistakes, to save her from her own insecurity, which I feel like as Andi's friends, both of them are going to find themselves in that position. Fatima so more so because Andi actually clues her into what's going on with her before Karen will actually know, but Karen still has a protective energy and feeling as it pertains to Andi. So for nothing else, these girls are going to continue to come together in defense of Andi, and like, how do they get her out of this? I could totally see us moving into a space of, while Fatima might not betray Andi's confidence and tell Karen specifically what's going on, I could see her finding common ground with Karen enough to, if Karen could be useful in the countermeasures for like how they're going to handle Gary or how she plans to handle Gary to help and save Andi, she would definitely loop her in. And then once the babies are here, I could totally see as they get into a flow and managing the baby schedule, coming up with the solid parenting plan and sticking to it, I could totally see Fatima benefiting from having a co-parent like Karen, helping to reinforce a lot of the structure, a lot of the maturity, a lot of the great decisions that she has already started to do with Michael, but now making it for all three of the kids. I think that the more they have something in common to work towards a common goal, the easier it is going to be for them to develop a friendship and actually grow in that friendship. It's interesting because very early on in me reviewing the show, before the whole fighting over Zach thing, I have always said that I felt like Karen and Fatima would be the best women to be friends with one another. 1, because of their lived experiences, 2, because of their mindsets, and then 3, because of their communication styles. And while they can be very supportive and they can honor their friends' rights and wrongs, they also have a certain thing about them where at times, Fatima a little bit less so, especially when it comes to Andi and Zach, but she's still capable of it. At times, they can be very direct and real and grounding for the person that they love who is in whatever predicament it is. I really feel like if Fatima and Karen became friends, both of their lives would improve for the better, because they could provide very great support and additional resources in problem solving, in maturity, and communication, and they could really just make each other better. So again, I'm really curious if this is where the writers are actually going to go. I think it was a very interesting and specific choice to have Karen standing next to Fatima in the whole Gary scene and have them be able to play off of each other almost seamlessly as if they have already cultivated a friendship. And then there's a way to spin drama for the drama show out of it, in that people could not necessarily be comfortable with the fact of Karen and Fatima becoming friends. That could be an issue for Danni, that could be an issue for Andi, depending on how well Fatima takes to Karen, because Karen is the resident problem child of the group, the one who people love to place blame and direct all the animosity towards, and she becomes the scapegoat. I could totally see there being interpersonal friendship tension if that relationship starts to blossom with Fatima, and other feelings of being thwarted or being dismissed starts to brew in others. So there could still be additional conflict. It just won't necessarily be conflict with the girls. And honestly, I would actually be looking forward to that, because I have really, really worn tired of the conflict between Karen and Fatima. I think that they have exasperated all the things that they possibly could do in reference to this girl did this and then this girl turned around and did this. I get the whole baby mama drama of it all, but given the additional character development that both of these characters have had, some of this feels like they're doing catty messy things for catty messy's sake, and it's not actually honoring the characters and who they are. So I actually personally would really love to see them team up, even if they don't become best friends. Like, let's be for real, even if they don't become best friends, teaming up in any way to support their lives moving forward, and then being presented with additional problems or conflict in life and then helping each other to deal with it, I think could be a really strong addition in reference to where they go in telling these sister stories moving forward. But now it's your turn. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that Fatima and Karen could ever be friends, let alone best friends? Are you hoping that they actually cultivate a friendship? Or are you saying absolutely the hell not, Erica? Let me know all of that and more in the comment section down below. Be on the lookout for my breakdowns after each new Sistas episode, even though we're coming to the end of season 7. And also I go live every Wednesday night after new Sistas episodes. A full playlist of Sistas is available for you right here, and I'll see you in the next one.